artists with less than 10k monthly listeners all the way up to over 300,000 monthly listeners. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 7 different artists in order from smallest to biggest who I think are crazy. So yeah, anyways.
No fucking chuckling and nothing, no kind of way. Alright, play.
No Saint. Back in March, I was listening to music on SoundCloud, and the song I was listening to ended. Then a random song started playing. The song that was playing kinda caught my ear, so I was like, who is this? I look on my screen and it says Show Me Some by No Saint was playing. So I'm like, No Saint, never heard of him. I click on his SoundCloud profile and start playing his other songs, and I'm like, oh nah, this might have been one of the best accidents I done ever made, cause this nigga's crazy. As you can tell, the first artist on the list is No Saint. There's very little info about him. And disclaimer, for Saint's part of the video and for some other artists in the video as well, I'm going to be using random clips and just testing edits because there's just not enough footage for some of the people I'm going to be putting in this video. But anyways, he did have an Instagram, but it's deactivated or deleted for a reason which I'll say later on. Even when it was up, he had no photos. How he got his rap name, I'm unsure of. There's literally 0 interviews, nothing. But after doing some digging, I do know his real name, but I ain't finna share it because, you know, nigga probably wants to keep a low profile and shit. Being from Maryland, as mentioned on his Genius profile. You would have thought he's from Atlanta, but not. He's from Maryland. He did go to college, and I'm assuming during his short time in college is when he started getting into music. And I say getting into music and not rapping because he actually started off as a producer before hopping in the booth. From 2021 and through till the end of 2023, he didn't actually release a song of his own. He mainly just produced beats for a lot of other well-known artists. To name a few, there's Hard Rock, Skate Star, Southside Silhouette, Nine Vicious, Destroy Lonely, Sar Baby, Uzi, and even surprisingly Osama used a couple of his beats. And there is another artist that he's produced for, but I'm not going to reveal who yet because he'll be one of the artists later on in the video. Some of the songs he had production on are leaks and others are actually official releases. To play a few of the leaks, there's Dum Dum by Uzi, Trim by Osama. And My Time by Destroy Lonely. He wouldn't stay in college for long and eventually dropped out to take music more seriously. It wouldn't be until December 15th, 2023, which is when he released his first known solo songs that I could find on an EP titled Kira. This 5-song EP would be introduction to what Saint's sound would be, with 2 songs on the EP being Shitbag and Top Goons.
I'm 20, I ain't got no kids on me. I'm 20, never had a big homie. Little nigga, yeah, we see money on me, can't touch me. We take a trip to the ATM. That shit bought the boy on the cut, we cut him.
I would say he does have a lot of Dog and Sar Baby influence, and I would say a lot of Future too. Future has so many flows, bro. Like, everyone gets inspired by Future, bro, honestly. But that's okay though, everyone has inspirations and creative shit. Before releasing his second EP, he would drop 5 singles. His beat selection or production, if he produced some of these, is crazy. On songs like No Hard Feelings, 3 AM in London, and True to This. Red being his first EP of 2024. Well, I don't know if it's called Red, I just call it that because I don't know what the hell this is supposed to mean. It's pretty short and more of a chill EP with 3 songs being Diamonds in the Rough, Pistol, and Legend. Now his next EP had this one particular song which was overly like, that motherfucker was too hard like. But before that, he went on a streak of singles, starting with Profit,
Business, drink head, chemist, he ain't listen.
Eddie Kane,
Money, I'm still the same. Get some money, I'm still insane. With my knees, we trying to get paid.
Buy and Sell, Get a Grip. Them 808s was stupid. I Got You, War. This beat is so weird, but it just worked. I don't even know how Saint found the flow on this, but he did. Now finally reaching the second EP titled 11.8. This is extremely short, only 2 songs long. But the first song, Dedication, oh my god, this motherfucker is too crazy. Like, I ain't never heard no beat like this. Like that hook, that money bags on me, half a Zan on me, that shit too hard. Like, what?
I got money bags on me, half a Zan on me.
The second song, Days Gone, he did like a 180 and switched the vibe entirely.
I had to go through my problem. I watch them niggas, you call your brothers, learn that from.
During this time of him releasing his own music, he was still producing beats for other rappers with the feels and getting used on their albums. But after the release of 11.8, going into 2025, just this year alone, he's already dropped 2 tapes within the first half of the year and a bunch of singles. But on the last tape, he revealed something that I really hope isn't true. But before that, he'd released more singles, which 3 of we gotta talk about, cause these 3 just sold me on No Saint. The first being the song that got me into him, being Show Me Some.
Got a gun with a button on the back. If it about money, then I don't play by that. Good drink, cush it up, good bitch.
The next being MVP.
And then them bricks, yeah. I'm fucking on the op, baby mama, why that nigga serving in the pen? Yeah, my brother.
And it says on Genius, it was actually produced by him. I don't know if it's true, but it says on Genius. And the last out of the 3 being Ball Game.
Every time I fall, I get up. Yeah. We in my pit, hoti up.
Bro, this Ahmed nigga, ever since Studio Attic, actually no. Ever since before Studio Attic dropped, he just been on a different sort of run. And the track I gotta give an honorable mention to is Movie. I just had to add this track, bro. This shit's too much of a vibe.
Taking money on top like a sinner, yo. I ain't afraid to say that I was careless. Send that crap for help.
No Saint just got too many hits. Like, now getting into A Fool's Day, released on April 1st. I just realized, get it? A Fool's Day? Cause April 1st, like April Fools, like, I'ma stop. But on this 3-song EP, it wasn't super turned, but he was putting his heart on this, especially on the first song, Port of Spain.
I'm proud of you, my boy, keep going. I'm proud of you, keep going. I got voices in my head, tell me.
On the second song, Final Four, he does say, I used to make them beats, but now I'm rapping, I'm finna take over. So I guess he's just kinda putting it more out there that he is really trying to be more on the rap side instead of the producer side.
I used to make them beats, but now I'm rapping, I'm finna take over. Yes, I'm still screaming out free.
The last song wasn't anything crazy, it was alright to me.
Game of the game, bitch, I bet your ass get killed. High as hell, that's just how I feel.
Before releasing his self-titled tape, he's featured on Zion's album Zion and Friends, who I think is another producer or engineer of some sort. The songs he featured on being Baby Spider Ticket, which also features 9 Vicious.
I just fucked this bitch and her mom, what the fuck? I just linked up with the baby spot.
Mean.
I've been making nasty for me. Fuck them Hollywood girl, 2 classes for me.
And Passion.
Try to flame, I told the fire, I'm gonna start getting fired, bro.
Getting to his self-titled tape, No Saint V1, here is where he says in the description of the tape, I quit love, seemingly saying that he's basically done with rapping. And it got quite a bit of attention on Twitter, and he deactivated or deleted his IG as well. He does still produce, but in terms of rapping, supposedly he's quit for now. I hope he doesn't quit, but if it is true, hey, I don't know, man. Hope he doesn't. But getting into the EP, he had songs such as Lottery Ticket,
They get this shit poppin', and a room full of buzzes. I'm just tryna
Up That,
I know Reggae's on me so heavy in my pocket, shit gon' weigh like a ton.
and Scout Team.
Like, do they the real? It is by myself. They did shit out by myself.
He did go live on Instagram here and there, but I did join this one live where he was with a couple other people, and he did say he made multiple versions of, I think he said, an official album he was supposed to drop, but he scrapped them. Maybe this is why the tape is titled V1, because he's really had a bunch of different versions. Now, because No Saint's music is pretty spread out everywhere and kind of hard to find, I have linked a playlist that has all his music in it in the description for you to go listen to if you like his music. But No Saint, if you're watching this, Lil Brother, I've been telling about her back in the studio, man. Been telling about it. I hope he doesn't quit, bro. I hope he stay in the studio. Like, I mean, if you just want to produce, I mean, fuck it, you can just produce. But like, you saying you want to quit rap, bro? Come on, bro. I could genuinely see No Saint on some like Future shit. Like, he got that sound to him. He can do the harmonic shit, the trap shit, and he can produce. Come on, bro. We've seen producers turn to rappers with most famously Ye. It might have took a long time, but in the long run it worked out, because he could pick out sounds and create whole new sounds that other rappers from his time might not have understood. But if Saint keeps going, you could really be that underdog that comes out of nowhere. Next, we got Lil Tupac. How I found out about him is kind of weird, but it goes like this. I was watching King Mill stream for 9's SOB's performance. I just hear some nigga yelling and I'm like, who the fuck is this? But then I kind of hear the beat start to play and it kind of caught my ear. So I'm hoping someone says the name of the song in the chat. Then someone says Cap Flow, so I'm like, I bet I'm on that. Born in Chicago on September 24th, 2003, Bosch doesn't have your typical drill background. In various interviews, he shares that his teenage years were spent gaming heavily while attending Kenwood High School in Chicago. He was actually smart and graduated with the 4.6 GPA.
Well, I went to Kenwood. I graduated in 2022. But at high school, I had a 4.6 GPA.
During his time in high school, he made mutual connections with another artist from Chicago, being 13 Degrees. And this was years before any of them even picked up a mic, but they both had mutual interests in fashion. Later down the line, 13 will play a role in getting Posh to take rapping more seriously, which I'll talk about later on.
How long have you been tapped in with 13?
Me and him just got cool off Instagram. Like at first he was just on some like fashion shit. So I was like, oh, this guy's cool. And then we just tapped in. And then when he started rapping, I was like, yeah, I fuck with this, bro. And then we met. I don't know. It was just natural, bro. I think we've known each other for like 4 or 5 years now. Me and 13 probably known each other since like 2017, 2018.
After graduating high school in 2022, Posh decided to continue on into college and study economics. But in the midst of doing that, he also continued his pursuit of becoming a runway model, as this was what he originally wanted to do before rapping. But that will get cut short because modeling agencies weren't letting him fly.
Like before I was rapping, I was trying to like become a professional like runway model.
You can still
I
do
wasn't
that.
fucking with the piercings.
There's even a photo that Posh took years before he started rapping with Alton Mason, who, if you didn't know, he's basically one of the top high fashion runway models in the world, to put it simply. So this photo is pretty OD, I ain't gonna lie. The origin of how he got his rap name, Posh explains.
How did the name Lil Tupac come about?
I've had that name since I was like 16, I think. It started off as like a Finsta account name, and I just came across the word posh, and then the definition is like elegant, luxurious. So I was like, yeah, fuck with that. So I was just like, I'm Lil Posh. And then there's this Lil Tracy song called Lil Tuport. So I was like, so I'm a little too posh.
With runway modeling looking like a dead end for Posh at this point, he made a move to Atlanta where he linked up with Nine Vicious, who would play a part later on in getting Posh his first live performance. Now you're probably wondering, how's he gonna perform if he doesn't even have any music out yet? Well, in his Fader interview, Posh explains how he recorded his first track, Cap Flow, saying, "That was a year ago. At the time, I was living in this apartment in Atlanta with my roommate. He's a producer and rapper himself, named Mac Tutak. He was producing on FL and he started rapping. Then he was like, bro, you should try this shit. And I'm like, oh no, man. Oh no. It's like Cap Flow is literally just me trying some shit. I listened to a lot of old Capper from the 2012 to 2015 era. So I'm like, I'm gonna come like him on this and just pay homage, pay tribute. I didn't know it was gonna receive attention like that because I was really just doing it for fun. I posted it on Twitter. Next day, this shit had like 100,000 views, bro.
No, I'm not with the bad boys. That's why they niggas be actors. And I swear when I catch
I was genuinely surprised finding out that this was his first ever song. He only started a year ago, and by year ago I mean in 2024, for the people watching this in the future, for fun. And he's already breaking through. Going forward, you'll hear how much his sound pulls from not just old Chicago, but I would say speaker knockers as well. You can definitely hear that influence coming through in Posh's music, and just that whole old drill sound in general. Before dropping his first EP in 2025, Posh kept the momentum going by releasing singles throughout the rest of 2024, with songs such as Mason Margiela, which I'm not gonna lie, at first listen you might not like, but you're just gonna vibe, bro. Like this shit actually a vibe. Tonight, Swag For Me featuring Cad was hard.
I'm still trapping in these YSL jeans. I'm still trapping like what you need.
And lastly, Shopping Spree.
New Jack, my new girl, she's so gorgeous, yeah, my bitch too bad. My new whip,
He also dropped 2 collabs with 13 Degrees, being What's Happening and Do Your Dance.
posh, pickable. We might run a drill on you. Try it, then we aim at you. My hush, I don't need ya. Well, in my time for it, do your home, I need now.
In 2025, Posh should be a lot more consistent and, in his words, embody what it means to fully be an artist. After dropping a handful more of tracks, he would release his first EP, Hate Being Sober. It dropped on the 11th of February with just 4 tracks. The first track, Hate Being Sober, samples Chief Keef's Hate Being Sober.
Damn, I hate being sober. I'm a smoker. Brody, yeah,
Ballin' being the second song on the EP and was the track to get the most attention with over 30k plays as of this recording.
I don't want you back, oh no. And I pull up in a frozen. It's the
Look, I know some of you might be like, nah, this ain't it, but just take your mind out, you feel me, the heavy rock star beats for a second, bro, just vibe. A deluxe version of the EP dropped on March 6th, but before that, just 2 days after dropping Hate Being Sober, Posh dropped another EP, Far Away. This time with only 3 songs, being Far Away,
other hoes can't get up on us. Can't get up on me. Got that 40.
No Rules featuring Swan 5K,
I'll play with her nuts. Bomb my pocket full with notes. Model hoe gon' door to door. Kicking.
and Aim Word.
I found my fun and see me walking, see me stunning. Louis kicking, Virgil swagging. I won't.
On March 6th, he dropped the deluxe version of Hate Being Sober, adding 4 more songs, with 2 of them being Win It
Me and them gangways. Fuck a hater, boy. Niggas mad like every day.
and Want It All.
I'ma get it on. And I'ma go to war. And we ain't killing.
I didn't talk about this single earlier for a reason, because Posh would say in the song,
He talk about he could perform next month and he want me to open for him. So I'm like, oh shit.
and the month later, that's exactly what happened at SOBs in New York. For Posh's first ever performance, he opens up for 9. And mind you, all of this is before he's even dropped an official album, before he's even got signed while still in college. And at this point, he's only been rapping for about 10 months, which is crazy. Fiesta Boy being his first album, and the story behind it he explains in the interview with The Fader, saying, "It's really very Chicago inspired, like Sicko Mob and shit. That whole thing was like fiestas, Fifi's on the block, bopping and shit, dancing. I really just love that era of Chicago. So I was like, I'm just gonna call myself Fiesta Boy, and that's gonna be the name of the album. The Fiesta Boy that I dropped was like the 3rd version." Dropped on the 4th of April to all platforms with songs such as NYC,
Young Weezy, walk around with knots, there go busy.
Show,
Get up out my lane.
TTU, and Foe.
Yeah, my nigga torn out. I can't say you know, no, I don't know what he on, but that boy might be my phone. No, no, nigga.
He describes the vibe of it saying, "I love high-pitched fast rapping. I love happy melodic beats and just that sound from that era. That sound is just so good to me, and I know it's time to be brought back. Another thing about art that I believe is that good art is always brought back, right? It's just you have to do it right and have to do it at the right time." With everyone trying to find that new sound and trying to always push things forward, Posh is kind of right, but taking a step back and using the inspo that's already there would actually make him stand out more. After Fiesta Boy, Posh would take the stage alongside 13 at his first ever sold out show, as well as performing together at Summer Smash. From having no songs to Summer Smash in 10 months is crazy. Posh is just one of those rare artists that blew off the first song.
This Chicago, nigga.
This next artist also coming out of Chicago and only just caught my attention in a weird way. While Summer Smash is going on, I see while scrolling Twitter, someone say fuck it and throw his own performance at a gas station on a truck. I'm like, nigga, what the f? These niggas getting creative at this motherfucker. But this artist is none other than Kells. Being 20 years old, coming from Chicago, with his real name being Markel. His family will call him Kel or Kells, so for his rap name, he just added the exclamation point to it to add what he says an overwhelming effect, as overwhelming is a word he uses to describe his music. And disclaimer, there is interview footage of him saying this stuff, but the audio is so shit on the interview and I didn't want to make an ass video, so I'm just gonna say it myself. He says he's been rapping since the age of 8, but only took it seriously when he was around 16 during junior year of high school. He had friends that used to rap, but they gatekept their music. Basically, they didn't really want a lot of people finding out about their music for whatever reason, but they used to play it for kills, and that's what really inspired him to start rapping, except he was actually going to drop music and not gatekeep it. But it wasn't just a quick upwards journey. Starting out, he says a lot of his friends and people at his school used to say his early music was ass, and he even admits it and says it was ass himself, but he had the courage to keep going because he knew he wasn't going to start out the best. And another disclaimer, like I said before, the audio was so shit I might have just misheard him on a couple things, so take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. Graduating high school and moving away from home into a college dorm all the way in North Dakota. Here, he says that he had nothing else to do but lock in with music. Now, his focus shifted into making it with music and getting the hell out of this college dorm. But 2023 will be a pretty slow year. His first year of college, he stopped dropping music as much and more so focused on connecting with his fans, posting TikToks that he says help people like him more as a person. The only and earliest song of his that I could find from 2023 and before would be City ID, dropped on October 13, 2023. I'm assuming all of his early songs he privated or deleted. There's even a Twitter post of his from February 2024 with his social media stats at the time. Obviously, he didn't just get these numbers out of nowhere. He definitely had music beforehand, but just got rid of them, I'm assuming. In 2024, Kells would just focus mainly on dropping EPs. As this year, he dropped 3 of them, and by the looks of it, with only 2 singles being Beat Us and Tell Ya. That's until 2025, where his run of singles is crazy, but we'll get into that soon. His first EP out of the 3 dropped being Nunu. Dropped on August 31st, it would feature songs such as Tiger Woods, Versace Euros, and One More Time. And the last song, Dre, here you can definitely hear the X influence straight away. This song instantly reminded me of Vice City by X. It doesn't sample it, but you can hear the influence.
If death is what it seems, why is it so vividly portrayed within my dreams? Fear of
Get tired of waking up and seeing the same thing, chasing the same dream. I'm in
in the same league with ya.
It's not random though, because he acknowledges X as being a heavy influence in his music, saying that back in 2017 to 2018, when X was really popping, that's all he would listen to. Kells' next EP, Pezos, released on October 29, has more of a turned up vibe. The first track, Count My Money, low-key reminded me of a DMV sort of beat. Following that, the two songs after, Cut My Dreads and See You Run, was just more turned tracks.
I miss my ex. Her shorty got a man, hope he got a vest. Money, 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 I run me a bad hoe. Bunny, bunny, bunny.
After that, his next EP, Homesick, takes more of a slower approach. The intro, How to Listen, kinda serves as like an interlude, with Kells talking over no beat, describing homesickness and what it means to be homesick.
Home may be your friends, home may be your girl, home may be your physical home.
Till It's Gone was more personal, just venting about relationship shit. You know how that shit go.
I wanna know what's next for us. I wanna know what's left for us. I wanna know who you text.
Last Night had no 808s, just more on some like indie shit.
Why you always in that fucking phone? You don't love me. You just love my.
This EP may not appeal to a lot of people expecting that turned up shit, but you gotta appreciate it's kind of work from someone that's primarily known as just like a rapper. Entering 2025, this run of singles that he's on might have to go down in the books, with tracks such as Section,
White folks know fuck around, get some. I'm made for the shit, hell nah, I ain't signed. What you need, I got mine.
Yeezy,
Get my rocks off, yeah. Get my rocks, yeah. Get my rocks off, yeah.
Yo Slime,
West side, that's the best side. Took a headshots for your left side. Put a part of bag in my bitch style.
Moi,
You love me, money on me, I cannot be ugly. Want my shawty on me, cause she stunning. And my partner me.
Swagged Off For Everybody,
And my bitch like Lottie, yeah. You can't steal this swag shit not for everybody. You giving me,
and Van Gogh.
I got lean gut. We on the same team, we not same.
All of these are crazy and have gotten him the most attention so far, more than any of his previous work. But now it seems like all the work, manifesting, and patience is finally starting to pay off for him. Kells has performed multiple times so far, but this gas station performance stood out in a unique way for obvious reasons. It went viral on Twitter and it introduced many, including me, to his music. Originally, he wasn't going to be in this video because I had no idea he even existed. But after this popped out and I checked his music, that's all I need to hear. You're going in the video, that's all I need to hear. In a recent clip, Kells mentioned that his next project, titled Overly, is supposedly meant to release sometime in 2025.
I want to have a tape called Overly. I don't know when I'm gonna drop it, but it's gonna be called Overly, and it's gonna be 8 songs and shit. It's just like heavily inspired by like shit like Uzi and like some random ass like bands and shit. Like I'm just trying to just take my inspirations and put it in like a Chicago forum. So.
That's what he said. I don't know if he's still gonna drop it, but hey, it's up in the air. In the first half of 2024, Kells has already gotten cosigns and follows from people like Lucky, Pierre Bourne, and Ian Connor.
Bro, and this kid named Kells from Chicago. Hey, Kells, he tough.
Yeah.
He tough. He the future for real.
This might be a random thing to add, but he shared this tweet saying, I don't want to just make music, I want to understand it. Study the GOAT, you feel me? First time listening, I'm gonna let y'all know what I think. He then went back and listened to Travis Scott's Days Before Rodeo. This is what's gonna separate Kells in the long run. If he keeps studying and implementing what he's learning into his music, with this mindset, people might be surprised at how far Kells goes. For this next artist, we gotta go on over to Australia. John Jock, professionally known as JJMF, is an Australian recording artist and producer born on October 29, 2002 in Melbourne, Victoria. His start in music happened around about 2016, saying that he joined one of Thousand Band Fani's live and DM'd him, telling him how much he inspired him to start getting into music. Apparently he DM'd him back, and from there, a couple days later is when he started making music. I'm assuming from that time until 2020, when he released his first track, Jay was just producing tracks and making music for himself. I'm kinda guessing, but that makes the most sense. His influence on the sound, he gives credit to the entire Atlanta scene, whether that would be artists like Young Thug and Future or Playboi Carti, saying they got the best rappers. In 2020, he released his first official track named Mama Said / Angels. For his first track, it's actually not bad. This was made in 2020 when that whole plug and B sound was big, or about to blow, so it's fitting for that time. Just 10 months after dropping his first song, Jay released Greenlight on May 12, 2021. And this would be his first real blow up moment. Within 3 weeks of its release, the song had gathered around 11,000 plays, and since then, 4 years on, has amassed over 200,000 total plays. I'm not sure if he had already made some of these connections beforehand, or this happened after the success of Greenlight. But in an interview, he mentioned having interactions with other big artists at the time, including Summers and Autumn, as well as speaking with Sofego early on in his career. But one particular artist, Can, decided to actually collaborate with him on 2 songs, being Life I Chose and Chosen. Which is a the song off his first EP, Bat Life. Dropped the following year on the 3rd of January 2022, this EP was released right at the height of that early rage sound that everyone was listening to and hopping on. So basically the entire EP is just rage songs. The standout tracks to me are Out of Space, Let Go, and Five Fist Ace. That same year, he released the sequel, Bat Life 2, on October 14th. This is the early stages of his career, and these weren't released far apart from each other. There wasn't really that big of a sound change. There was this one plug and beat sort of song, Antidote, which was cool. And Hold On was alright to me as well. He had quite a bit of success early on in his journey, but would step back from dropping projects, as his next body of work wouldn't come until basically 2 years later. In that time between then, he just dropped singles and music videos. I assume just polishing his sound and trying new things. I'm not gonna play every song he dropped during this time, but to summarize it down to the best, there's Did That,
You ain't live any rest, you ain't flip that. You ain't knowing this Drake got kicked back. You ain't gonna
Temptation with samples X's Pain Equals Best Friend, Go Go, I ain't gonna lie, Go Go was kinda hard. That shit was wavy, Ducking, and Nothing Like Us, which would be a song off his third tape, Nirvana. After 2 years, Jay dropped his second tape on the 11th of October, and the sound has noticeably evolved since 2022. On this tape, he mainly stepped away from the rage sound on tracks like Pluto and Back.
Baby, tell me what you ride for, nigga. Baby, tell me what you die for, nigga.
Everlasting low-key reminds me of like a Lil Tecca track, like the way the beat is just like on some play shit with the pianos and shit.
Got a bit so bad you want every passion. I got it matching they everlasting. Can I do?
And Like That was smooth too.
Ain't that rising me? Nah, waking up fly with a pint of lean. It was up, understood. Keep
Entering 2025, this year a lot of good would actually start to come his way, and things would start picking up for him. Right before his next tape, he dropped a few more songs, and here the best way to describe it is that you can hear that he's tapped into like that next level of his sound. Walking on a Dream samples the original Walking on a Dream.
this is my self-esteem. I'm a man, nigga, gotta keep it beat. Yeah, gotta keep it beat.
Whistle was self-produced by Jay.
Being slime green, that how the fuck I'm a miss. Yeah, in the hood with a flat. Hell,
80s was a cool little jerk beat.
I'm a rock star, punk shit like the 80s. I'm a rock star, punk shit like the 80s. I'm a
Olympian is obviously a remix of Cardi's Olympian. It's not bad, he was probably just experimenting.
go to France, so Japan, poppin' Molly Santan, Molly Santan.
And the final song before dropping his tape being Wait On. And that Drake sample,
Passive aggressive when we're texting, I feel the distance. I look around at peers that surround me, these niggas.
Take one sip of that coffee, get birds out. They track clipping my whip, but I'm still fly. Y'all niggas stay with it.
And around this time, Richie Self, he doesn't really need an intro. If you've watched my previous videos, you know who Richie Self is. To basically summarize it, he's a legendary producer. But Jay shared a screenshot showing a few DMs between the both of them, and it looks like Richie is fucking with his music. On the 16th of May, Beauty from Chaos, the 9-song tape, would drop. I listened to it and I'm like, Australia, for the first time, might actually got something here. The tape would have production from most notably A Lavish, who's produced heavily for Apollo Red, and a feature from Zucchini. So I'm like, alright, you feel me? He's starting to work his way up. Niggas on the scene are starting to know him. Every song was good, in all honesty. But narrowing it down to the best 6, I'd say Aussie Barbie. I don't think it samples Opium Barbie, but it uses the same sample Cardi used. Well, I could just be talking shit and it does sample Opium Barbie. Bowser, this beat caught me off guard. I'm like, who the fuck made this? Then I seen it was A Lavish, so I'm like, oh, makes sense. Then it transitions into Nothing But Net featuring Zucchini. This was a very surprising feature. I wasn't expecting to hear Zucchini and Jay on a track together, but they actually work well. Rude Talk is simple but hard, and Jay at the end of the track especially was running that shit. My All was a good outro and some like chill shit.
that whole back.
And he put the time to put transitions in between songs. Can always appreciate that shit. I would say from here on, we're gonna see Jay enter like a different mode. Like he's reached that next level of like his artistry. Everything is lining up. Once them Twitter pages start really catching on to him, then he starts performing at underground shows. Then he gets in the studio with this artist, and then this artist, and a snippet with this artist comes out. Yeah, it's over with. He's got the connections now, so don't be surprised if he starts becoming a name. You start to hear all of a sudden. And I really feel like he's on the verge of like that second real blow up. That blow up that's gonna take him to that next level. Coming out of New York, next is 6bill. Born in Jackson Heights, New York, he says life growing up there was pretty normal at first, but eventually, like with any hood, it started to slowly get worse. So at 16, his mom moved him down south to Florida. He says that this was actually a pivotal moment in his life because there wasn't a lot of distractions compared to New York, allowing him to find himself and really fall in love with music.
Growing up here, bro, it was really cool. I just got to go outside all the time. Eventually, bro, the hood just got bad. My mom made like the right choice and like got me up out of here. I moved down south when I was like 16, bro. And that shit was pivotal, bro, because like I was just isolated, bro, and that was like my chance to like really find myself and like fall in love with music. And Florida's beautiful, bro. There's not a lot of distractions out there compared to like New York.
His age, real name, and how he got his rap name is still unknown, and this theme of like unknownism would be a pretty common thing in his journey so far, because there really isn't much on how exactly he managed to grow this much as an artist while at the same time having no projects out and only a couple songs here and there. And listen, I know it says 174,000 monthly listeners. The next artist after him is gonna be smaller than him, but I promise you, when I found 6bill, he was at like 40,000 monthly listeners when I first heard him. He just went up mad quick and I didn't get a screenshot back then. His earliest known song that I could find would be from December 1st, 2022, titled Having Tens.
10 deep on none, I bet. Saying I really thought I was dreaming. Perked out, I don't know where I've been.
But I think he's actually been releasing music since around about 2021. There's even this tweet that says my 2021 6bill stock going up, and he did reply to it. I mean, if I'm just going off this tweet, I guess he's been releasing music since 2021, but he's obviously gotten rid of them. There's only 2 songs of his that are available from 2023, being No Complaint, released on the 13th of January,
I said, yeah, 9 times out of 10, bitch, I'm in. Why the hell we fall out over racks? He the middleman.
and Higher Than You.
We gon' make it work, I think we might. His Givenchy, we fuck on the fitting. She trying a couple things.
In 2024, he still hadn't released a project, and it would be over a year before he finally did. Instead, he just continued dropping singles and music videos. From what I found, he had released about 13 songs in total during 2025, though this only includes those songs still available, as he may have deleted some. Maybe he was a quality over quantity type nigga, because some of these songs are wavy, I ain't gonna hold you. Out of the 13, there were 8 of which I thought were kinda hard, starting with Pound.
So much that I understand. You was a child to me. Difference between me and you is big.
Gene Paul.
Friends kicking it with tail. I'll throw them racks on the floor. I'll throw the beam on.
His music has a laid back, or not so high energy or super turned up vibe, but there were some songs that were kinda turned, such as YSL.
I've been making hella hit. I'm not charged. I've been getting hella rich. Yes,
And Lotto.
I am the ticket. I'm a lotto. I fuck top out bitch. I fuck model.
Commas Des Garçons. I don't even know if I said that right. It's probably one of my favorite songs of his. This shit just too crazy, like. Bank Coded. I swear I heard the sample somewhere, but I just don't remember where. It sounds familiar. Or maybe it's not a sample and I'm just tripping. I don't know.
Not just counting race. I'm thinking about plenty more. I'm thinking about Maybach.
Cisco was turned. And his last song of 2024, Sax Fizz.
I might get this bitch a kiss. Grandma used to flipping bricks.
An Instagram post showed that in September 2024, his monthly listeners were around about 3 to 4K. So I assume he didn't even reach 10K monthly listeners at all in 2024. However, this will change fast going forward. Before releasing his first project, his popularity grew fast. He went from around about 10,000 monthly listeners in early 2024 to 100,000 in 6 months. He also performed at Rolling Loud in California, being one of his first big shows.
Play cool. I like swag.
June 20th, drops Live, Laugh, Count, his first body of work as an artist. At first, his sound might seem low energy on some like mumbling shit, but as you listen, you start to realize it's intentionally laid back. I ain't gonna lie, he went 8 for 12 in my opinion. The 6 tracks after the first track, he went on the run, starting with 3 of Me.
Palm trees in the hills, wish you was here with me. GLE put battery in my back, I'm right.
Bad Habits.
And this shit cool, I'll let you have it. Mama don't look at me the same, she think her son.
Count.
Bitch is gone, you know I'm that shit right now. You's a fucking rat, I'm the big cat.
And Swing By Your Place.
I said water to a fish, bitch to the lake.
Play It Cool was OD.
Buy everything, shoes, guns, bags, I buy no wedding ring.
Bed-Stuy, Spender Status, and Courtside are also solid.
Hey, inside her dress, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Got a check for the rocks on kicks, okay, let's do it. Pasta Ace, I'm not in the mood, I might just go and pasta chase. On pasta chase, she not in the mood. So why body look like a boat? Why these bad bitches doing the most? Long probably don't switch on my coast.
After the drop of this tape, he'd get quite a bit of attention, and fandom would even play his music on stream as well. 6Bill, if he taps into like that R&B sort of bag, or more so sticks towards that chill vibe, I could see him being an artist that lasts pretty long in this. Or we just gotta wait and see what he decides to do.
I want to sell out arenas, bro. Whatever music I gotta make to sell out arenas, bro, I want to do that.
Next, we have Osento, whose real name is, I'm not even going to try to say that. Born on September 13, 2007 in Canal, Winchester, Ohio. He has no interviews, barely any photos, or even any recent videos of himself. He's managed to, over the years, work his way up at such a young age while also maintaining a pretty high level of mystique around him. Starting his career in 2020, his first song that I could find is a feature on Turner's song 2020, released on September 25th, 2020.
It's a pack, cocky on me, you know I never lack. I need the rest, yeah, I need the rest. Don't fuck with that nigga.
Not really sure how they got tapped in with each other so early, but they were both young as shit when they made this song. Tanner was 14 if I'm not mistaken, and Osento was only around 13. On July 21st, 2021, he released his first track produced by TDF titled Graham. Just a month later, on August 19th, he dropped Gain, his first collab with well-known artist 1AM. Both TDF and 1AM became frequent collaborators, playing significant roles in Osento's career as he continued to work closely with them behind the scenes on music. In 2022, he joined the collective Slime Crew, with the most notable members being 1AM and Osama-san. These three combined would be the biggest at the group, and Osento will collab with the both of them often. Osama-san later on will play a key role in helping Osento achieve a pretty significant career milestone. During this time, early on in his career, he would create trailers to promote his work and attract a wider audience. But I think the promotion he got wasn't what he expected, because it would come in the form of memes, with the most infamous meme being this whole like he's looking for his parents meme or something like that. Basically, every time he looks away from the camera while making a thriller, he's basically looking to see if his parents would walk in the room or some shit like that. But ironically, it actually helped boost his name as a whole. On February 18th, he dropped the song Books, and this would be his first collab, I think, with the producer Perk 40.
She was like, wow, slow me that nigga, yeah, I'm real foul. I'm making this money, niggas like how. Over that
40 became a pretty frequent collaborator, producing many of Osento's tracks. But not just that, he'd be a key player in creating a sound that would help boost Osento's career. This sound often referred to as dark plug beats or 808 fart beats, but the specific reason behind the sound's impact will become clearer as his career progressed. Fast forwarding to September 10th, Osento dropped his first EP titled Dawn, having 4 songs all produced by Perk 40, and 1 with TDF, the only feature being OK Ma on the song Tricks. Among the 4 tracks, Hope and Love stood out as the best to me.
I remember when I was on bad, all up on my ass. When I get up, you would. I Gucci, I feel good. Cause I misunderstood. I can't find.
In 2023, he stepped more heavily into this dark plug sound, starting off with a joint tape alongside Osama-san. Released on March 27th, the whole tape is really just a dark plug project, with notable songs being Good Try, Red Walls, Child Support, and Over, featuring 1AM and OK Ma. 2 months later, 1AM and Osento dropped the song Oz Switch, and this song might sound familiar if you scroll TikTok or IG Reels often. Now come back as to why this song was kind of significant. He would drop another 2-song EP, being The World Ends With You, and it was alright, it was nothing crazy. And really, for the rest of the year, all he really did that was notable was get featured on producer tapes, such as Narco Therapy by Perk 40, where he was featured on 3 songs, with one of them being Kurt Cobain. And the other album he was featured on being Blueprint by TDF, where he actually had 2 songs I like, being Let Me See and Adele.
Let me see them pass. Let me see that is it. Shot it. I get to the chips. Shot it. You know I'm the shit. Shot it. You know.
As I said before, the song he did with 1AM Oswich will go viral on TikTok and IG as a meme, especially if you've seen these Baby Halo memes. You would have heard the song a lot. But while that was happening, he would now shift his focus towards his first album being The Cure. On the lead up to the album, he would preview a bunch of snippets teasing what will come and drop one more song being Butter.
6 hoes I bought a hook. 6 pose I bought a hook. Dollar hoe so Hollywood. Is she from?
Do you want
The Cure. On June 11, Asanta releases his debut project, The Cure. With 11 songs total, it's a pretty short tape, only being 19 minutes, with production from Gyro, Sky, Perk 40, and TDF. For his first album with no features, I ain't gonna lie, this shit hard. Like, every song is good. It has a lot of replay value, I'll say that. Narrowing it down to the best four though, I would say Say My Name. Sky ain't from this earth, bro. This shit sound like a motherfucking alien made this motherfucker. When Justin Bieber, I ain't gonna lie, he was swagging on the beat, I ain't gonna lie. And the beat was OD as well. This beat is hard as shit. Anti-Hero had them infamous Perk 40 808s, but the way he was flowing on this was kind of funny though. I fuck with it though. And the last song, Change, would be the song off the tape to get the most attention with over 1 million plays on SoundCloud. After releasing the tape, over time people would slowly start paying more attention to him and his name would start to ring a few bells. The impact wasn't instant, but gradually it did something. That's really all he would do in 2024. The rest of the year would be pretty quiet. So far in 2025, he did start off the year dropping his song Nobody. And was featured on another TDF album, Culture, on 2 songs being Ghetto Symphony and Make It Work. But in May, he did finally graduate high school, and right after graduating, he dropped his first music video for the song Change. So he did all of this while still in high school. How? I don't know, but he did it somehow. Maybe that's why he wanted to keep a low profile. He just wanted to get high school out the way first. As I mentioned before, Osama San played a role in helping Asanta achieve a milestone in his career. Osama San announced his Jump Out tour, and Asanta would be an opener alongside 1AM. And if I'm not mistaken, this is actually his first ever live performance, or performances. I'm gonna keep it 100, he does need to work on his performances. He has the music to turn this shit up like overly. He just need to get on his psych shit. A lot of people think Asanta just doesn't release music, but if you go to the description of my video and go to the playlist with all of his music that he's released so far, or at least most of it, damn near 200 songs, and that's just the ones people could find. Like, Asanta really be working for real. He's just done a good job of making it look like he doesn't try. As of right now, he's teasing his next album, A Forever Thing, that's expected to drop this summer. Maybe now that he's out of high school, he's really about to go crazy.
I think I could fuck your hoe if you ask me.
Until Japan, his real name is David. Yeah, that name African as fuck, boy. He's definitely one of the most mysterious artists out right now for how big he is. Very little is known about his personal life, as he tends to avoid sharing any details. He only has one known interview, but it barely answers any questions, only revealing his inspirations behind him starting music.
Who am I here with?
Until Japan.
What is one artist that got you into making music?
Really Usher and Michael Jackson.
What impact did they have on you?
Just stardom, like
yeah,
big, larger than life. Like I fuck with him.
So other than that, I basically had to find out all I can through his song lyrics. Based on his lyrics, he's from South Atlanta, possibly from Riverdale. I don't want to put that on him. I don't think that's confirmed. His time coming up, he talks about how he used to skip class to spend time in the studio. And he may have worked a job at some point, but with 5, which is why I assume he decided to go all in with music. His birth date on his Genius profile says October 8th, 2005, which would make him 19 years old as of today. The October 8th part I believe is true because he released a mix of songs titled B-Day Mix on the 8th of October on SoundCloud, where he wrote happy birthday to me in the description. But the 05 part, I'm not too sure. I'm not exactly sure when he started music, but considering that most artists rap for a long time before they make their breakthrough or really even just get good at it, I think it would be safe to assume that he's been rapping since around 2019 to 2020. His earliest song that I could find would be on the SoundCloud page titled Fuji Dreams, where you could find his earliest song. The earliest song is titled Annoying.
Still getting my payback. Put your hoe in the coupe and you you know it's mapping.
It says it was made 4 years ago, so yeah, I was probably right. He probably did start making music around 2019 to 2020. Now, I don't know if these other tracks are him on it, but the first one has Until Japan in the title, so I'm just gonna assume this is the only one. Now, getting into his first available songs on his official SoundCloud page that he's on now, we'll start with his EP titled Warhole, released on the 6th of April 2022. And the type of beats he was on were different considering it was 3 years ago. 3 months later, he releases another EP titled Us vs Them on July 21st, with really the highlight being the last song, Say My Name. His music still has a laid-back vibe, but I would say the main thing that he's changed the most will definitely be his beat selection. Before releasing his B-Day mix pack, he would release a couple more songs, and the best out of them to me being Kinda Gothic.
Exotic Glocks in them sticks, yeah, we told him. I got sunglasses in this bitch, yeah, she hold them. Dropping my nuts.
On the 8th of October, he released his B-Day mixtape, dropped on his birthday. Being 100, the only songs that caught my ear was Phantom
I say fucking no head mental.
and Helm Lang.
I can't feel none. Any in my body, I can't feel none.
He would release 12 more songs, but in the last 3 songs he dropped before his next tape, this is where he kind of shifted his sound to what he's more known for. A more, I don't even know how to describe it, like a more heavy 808, mellow, harmonic, cinematic sound, if that's the best way to describe it.
So right now, shit, I came in this hole with a plan, bro. Came in with a gun in the hand, bro. She's the end of me, I just know it. But I'm about to switch the gears, I keep going. Can do this for 50 years.
Starting off 2023 with Dark Outside Volume 1, released on January 4th. This 7-song tape would be his first of 2023 before his debut album, which we'll get into soon. And off the rip, the thing you can appreciate about Japan is that he stayed in his own lane and had his own sound the whole time. Like, he didn't follow any trends. It's just a sound that you can just sit back and vibe to. Like, you know, sometimes a nigga don't want to listen to them rockstar beats all the time, bro. I'd say here, he went 4 for 7, starting with Dark Outside.
I had to show myself where I was going. I was in a bad spot with my dreams. I had to tell myself,
Paparazzi.
I can't wait for the bag, I'ma go again on my own. No paparazzi, please.
Understood.
A girl, but a pretty bitch a nigga found. She fucked up his life, she fucked up his money, yeah, she even fucked up.
And Rock Out.
Might not see you in a while, girl, let's make this last long.
After dropping a few more songs, he released another mini EP with 2 songs being I'm Trying and Not Good For Me.
I keep on losing my phone, this shit getting crazy. And it's fucked up.
Dixon, please don't flash. Show my bitch to get her rage. Show my big boy shit.
Before dropping his official debut album, he dropped a few more songs like Payphone.
So my brother to go alone. Cause I'm passing the swag like it was a torch.
And Pieces of Pie.
Never on my side. You was never on my team.
Including a feature with Skate Star being Lightstar.
I never wanna leave you alone, but I know my time is to go. Look at that time. The way I feel, I look into your eyes.
On September 29th, his debut studio album, Safe Travels, dropped. Again, like I said before, you can always appreciate Japan staying in his lane and making his own sound, with songs such as the first track in 4 Keeps.
Being on the weekend, no able. Nobody praying for me, so a nigga been living, been playing for.
So Mean.
Smoking up good tree. You gon' just wanna hurt me. I'm moving out it.
Good Comb.
I just swag everything you need. Good comb, baby, on the feed. I know you.
EU Swag.
You swag. You said, yeah.
In the Spur.
Talking flying spur, Bentley Beach, bitch, we made it. Total season of the fire.
Bite Do It.
Give for ass, I crave a flying spur. I thought I wanted and I asked them to.
Kiss and Tell.
Jail. Let me get my thoughts off. Let me tell my story. I don't pray for.
And Pressure Makes Diamonds.
Roll of the damn concert. That Bacardi, it look like a 53 Cadillac. Show these niggas how they supposed to get served.
After dropping Safe Travels, it's like this nigga just entered like a different sort of bag. I ain't gonna lie, 10 in Japan were going off on this, like they was spitting.
Molecule, that we had a bond like H2O, girl, that's just molecule. She put trust in me to hurt.
Fuck a Prophet was real cool.
I love this cup more than you. I can't say that.
Feel like we back, I ain't gonna lie, this gotta be like top 5 Japan, like this shit's crazy.
I ain't had shit on me, turn it up. I'm from South Atlanta, so just turn it up. But I'm nice ass.
La Paris Blue.
I come and see you, I put your ass on the pedestal, all of this right that I taught you.
Born to Be Great.
5 different hoes in Atlanta. I got 5 for my job and went back back home and put my heart on instrumental.
and Truth Out.
Diamond bracelet. I go monk on you fuck niggas, man. I don't need to say shit. Talking about it.
And he actually be spitting real shit on his songs too. I don't know if he freestyles or what, but he makes you feel that shit. In the meantime, he'll drop one more untitled EP on a separate SoundCloud account titled Lord Piero. And these sound like throwaways, to be honest. The only song I found decent was 7.3.
Yeah, she get what she want. That brand new Chanel, she get what she want. She got attitude, like how she talk.
On February 22nd, he makes this tweet being the name of his next album, Trump Loyal, but it would be over a year until he drops the album. After this, Japan would seemingly disappear, not releasing any music, not really posting, just focusing on his album. Fast forward to September, he'd make a tweet announcing that he's clearing samples for the album, but it'd still be a while before the album drops. Japan performed at Rolling Loud in Miami in December, making it his first public performance. Around the same time, Kai Cenat used one of Japan's songs on his IG post, and this would be a big deal to a lot of people because Kai obviously has a big audience, and this just added to the hype around Japan. Despite the song getting leaked months prior, he still said fuck it and dropped the song Pyramids along with the music video for it. And even dropped another song on Twitter, but the leaks wouldn't stop there. The album in its entirety got leaked, and Japan was really left with two options. One, delay the album and redo it all over again, making a different version, or two, drop it regardless. And he said fuck it. The next day, he posted the official cover art, and the drop date being the 6th of the 6th, the very next week. On the 6th of June, Trump Loyal dropped. On this album, he wasn't just swag rapping, he was really pouring his heart on this shit. Again, for the sake of the video, I gotta narrow it down to the best, but every song was fire. The first two songs, Shoot for the Moon and Yeah, he set the tone from the start. He just kinda dove deeper and polished what he already started to do on Safe Travels, I feel like.
Do this for all of the women that took me in that motherly love. I'm spilling my heart right now. You know, low made for the low. I'm the devil, I'm proud of. Put my bitch in the ride, her name like.
More Moy, this shit almost made a nigga cry, man. This shit almost made a nigga shed a tear, man.
Today I hope my game proud of me. I hope my family proud of me. I hope the world proud.
That hook on Kiss the Ring was hard. The Kiss the Ring, Kiss the Ring. Nah, that shit was hard. That shit was hard.
Yeah, that's been waiting on me. These faking niggas, they been hating on me. And tripping lately, cause I know I'm a sweet.
Wolf in the Sheepskin, in my opinion, is the best song on the album.
On the sides on my mind. I don't know how y'all get street. Yeah.
One hell of a drug, I ain't gonna lie, this shit hit. Nigga was bleeding on this shit.
The world could be yours if you put your mind to it. Then a nigga loses mind, don't tell him what to do.
Just Breathe, he was flowing.
Pissed off, it's been a new path for me, baby. I'm sorry, but this way I get off. Probably returning this.
But this wasn't actually the complete version of the album. There were 4 more songs that couldn't be on the official release because the samples on them weren't cleared in time. But he ended up releasing them on YouTube and SoundCloud. These 4 being Mercedes 2005.
I don't fuck the flight attendant heading overseas. I don't switch the coast on. I was under the impression that
this song was just so beautiful, man, like I swear. But the last 3 songs were Tightropes.
Real me. I know this just gonna kill me, but I'm in love with the feeling. African diamonds shine brighter than
Old Vices, New Cities, which had 2 parts.
Up all night with my torture mind, I just can't get no rest.
And the second part sounding like this.
Megala, my vibes, yeah, we was swagging too strong. Bitch, you know I got my ties
and London by Night.
My friends been all in the way, goddamn, I need a new clique. Got a ticket to London.
After the drop of the album, he peaked at number 10 in the hip-hop/rap category on Apple Music. And Kai would give him another cosign, this time putting the album on his story. He also got a cosign from Lone himself.
Outside of yourself, who do you think is the most popping, the best rapper out of the underground right now?
I fuck with like Until Japan and shit.
Yeah.
And shortly after, the both of them linked up in Paris. Honestly, no bias shit, I feel like Japan is in its own category. No one really has its sound right now. He might be rising slower than a lot of other artists, but that doesn't matter. I honestly feel like with Japan, I see him being on like some The Weeknd shit, where as time goes by, in the long term, I see him selling out like arenas, and his music being played commercially on an international level. He just has that sound to it that a lot of people over time, I feel like are going to gravitate towards. And even the younger crowd, as they get older and mature more, I feel like Japan's music is definitely going to start to have that appeal, but only time will tell.